What is going on, guys? Michael Boucher with the Freedom Front News. We have breaking news out of Texas. Texas A&M student kicked out of class for speaking up against woke professor who was teaching gender ideology in class, including transgenderism. This young lady pretty much stood up in class and said, hey, this is actually illegal and you cannot be teaching this, as President Donald Trump signed a law saying anybody who teaches gender ideology outside of male and female will get removal of funding for the university. So let's dive into the video and go over the results.
Just kind of a recap of our remarks on gender and sexuality. We ready from last class? What did we didn't get to in our last class?
I just have a question because I'm not entirely sure this is legal to be teaching. Because according to our president, there's only two genders, and he said that he would be freezing agencies' funding programs that promote gender ideology. And this also very much goes against not only myself, but a lot of people's religious beliefs. And so I am not going to participate in this because it's not legal, and I don't want to promote something that is against our president's laws as well as against my religious beliefs.
You certainly have the right to engage in things that you find against your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And you suggested something else.
Yes.
You are under a misconception that what I'm saying is legal.
Can you explain to me how teaching us about gender identity and transgenderism and that there's more sexes
My gender isn't illegal.
Huh?
My gender isn't illegal.
Gender? What do you mean? Your gender is not illegal. According to President Trump's executive order, if you want me to read the paragraph in the order itself.
If you are uncomfortable in this class, you do have the right to leave.
Yes.
What we are doing is not illegal, and if you would like to make a claim that it is, you need to talk to the department head or the head of undergraduate.
Well, I've already been in contact with the president of A&M, and I actually have a meeting with him in person to show all of my documentation tomorrow, but
We are also aware, and this is part of why there was an observer in class.
yes.
I'm not convinced that your proposal will be effective in stopping me from teaching things that are biologically true, because I do have the legal and ethical authority, little professional expertise in this classroom.
Okay.
Which I'm legally.
Yeah, no, I am.
So pretty much this student gets kicked out of class for pretty much just addressing the elephant in the room. And she cites that President Donald Trump signed an executive order pretty much banning this from Texas A&M and any university in that matter. And you can see the professor's literally like, my gender isn't illegal. Come on. You know it is, and she's been brainwashed into believing that it is. And so pretty much the department head of this specific curriculum responded back to the student, and this is what happened. So pretty much they cited it as disruptive behavior for her speaking up in class and doing exactly what just happened in that video. And then she also suggested that later in another email that pretty much that it was against the rules of being a student to record in classrooms, XYZ. And as you can tell, this specific professor and department head is actually someone who has she, her pronouns in her footer of her email. So obviously we know what team she's on. And as you can see here, pretty much what they offered as a resolution was that pretty much don't come back to class and we will give you the grade that you currently have. I'm assuming that she has pretty good grades if they're offering this to her. And essentially they went on to say that she did unauthorized recordings and cited some rules in probably their handbook. You know, the thing is crazy is that this department head and obviously the professor are teamed up here against the student saying, hey, no, what we're teaching is allowed. And so obviously this student is bringing it to not only the department head, but also the president of Texas A&M itself. I'm honestly appalled that this even is happening still, and the fact that they're defending what they're teaching here. So I'm really hoping that this young lady obviously gets a positive resolution for all of this, and there are some repercussions for Texas A&M very clearly going against what President Donald Trump put into order. So I'm curious to see how this develops in the future, but this is all I have for you guys. This is Michael Boucher with the Freedom Front News. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in. Over 1,000 patriots have joined this channel already, but AOC sits at 321,000 subscribers. And here's the truth, our values couldn't be more different. She champions socialism, we fight for freedom. She promotes division, we stand for unity under God and country. So the question is, can we pass AOC for good? With your help, yes we can. Smash that subscribe button right now and let's prove that America's heart is still red, white, and blue.